Hi, boys and girls. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to learn how to make a graphic novel. And if you looked at the documents that I wanted you to check out, you would also see some different elements that you can add into a graphic novel. Now, are we making an entire graphic novel? No, we're just making one page, and we're being like a graphic novel artist, an illustrator, an author would be, and come up with the frames that go along with our story and organize our story. So first we need to make a graphic novel frame. Another word for graphic novel is comic. Comics have been around for dozens of decades, and they're a really fun pop culture type of way to be an artist and also enjoy reading and have fun with great storytelling. So first, making a frame, we just need to create some boxes, and we don't need to have boxes in the same sense as like squares and rectangles. They can be different shapes, so it's really up to you how you organize your frames for your graphic novel. Now, the more frames you make, the more areas you're going to use to be able to tell your story. So you're going to want to think about a character or a problem that a character can solve or an adventure a character can go on. One thing I definitely don't want you to do is I don't want you to do something that's inappropriate. This is a school lesson, and lots of kids love superheroes, and superheroes fight villains, and that's amazing. But for the sake of this being a school project, we want to make sure that there's no death, dying, blood, guts, and that kind of stuff. So the first thing I need to do is to organize my graphic novel frame. I'm going to go ahead and just look. This is a rectangle paper, right? So I don't have to do much in order to make rectangles. I don't have to use a straight ruler, but I could if I wanted to. I'm just kind of going along the edge. I'm going to draw my first box. And there's my first box for my frame for my graphic novel. And I now know that I have all this room to make more. And graphic novels read from left to right. But you may have lots of left to rights that happen. So I'm going to need another box here. And this one I'm going to make my frame a little bit skinnier. I want to have at least 4 frames, 4 boxes in my frame. So right now I have 3. See? And I tried to make them nice and straight and even. If you want to use a straight edge, you can. You can use an extra piece of paper to do this. That can help you trace and get straighter lines. Okay, so maybe this next box I want to be super straight. And I'm going to make this box line up with these 2 boxes. So just added a line there. And you can use a straight edge. You can also take something like a tissue box or a deck of cards or the bottom of any kind of square or rectangular object to trace if you don't want to have to do all 4 sides one at a time like this paper or a ruler would make you. Okay, and the other thing is you don't have to have all squares. So for example, maybe I want this box right here to be more of an oval. Maybe I want to have like a little peekaboo spot, so I might trace this and make this be like it's someone looking out a window, or maybe there's something that I'm focusing in on. And whoop, there goes my camera. Sorry about that. So when you go ahead and you do all of your tracing, you have all these different places here that you can start telling your story, okay? The other thing that I included in my lesson was these things called speech bubbles. And speech bubbles are super fun to draw. There's all different ways to do that. So if you do a speech bubble, maybe you're going to start with your first action scene here. Maybe you're going to create a little rectangle in the corner, which is not exactly a speech bubble, but it's kind of an introduction. And I might write some words or maybe draw a small picture. One day, dot, dot, dot. And then there can be a picture here. And then a picture here and a picture there. The other thing you can do besides speech bubbles is using these really cool explosion shapes. And those kind of help to emphasize sounds or exciting thoughts or exciting moments that happen, like bam, swoosh, things like that. Sometimes you may even create your very own types of lettering, bubble letters, overlapping letters. So I'm writing the word swoosh in this box. I might not even have any pictures in this box. This might just be my action box that brings me from one part of my story to the next part of my story. And I am just starting with a pencil because I don't want to do something with pen right now. Any graphic novel artist would start with a pencil because we may change our mind a lot as we're telling our story. Do I have room down here for a few more squares or rectangles? Sure. Maybe I just want one long rectangle down here for the last and final part of my frame. And when you're all finished, of course, don't forget to add some color, unless you're doing a black and white comic or graphic novel. I can't wait to see what you come up with. This is a really creative way to tell a story, and I know they're going to come out awesome. All right, have fun. Bye.